Beep, 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 beep. All right, okay. Hey, hello, warrior teacher, coffee, spend, buy, help, the usual. Let's not fanny about today because I've got something interesting here. It's only, it's like just something written by somebody from the Chamber of Commerce. In this case, it happens to be Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, which makes it interesting because obviously Manchester is the home to one of the largest prides in the country. So this particular article was rather fun to wade through. Especially considering how unbelievably bloody wrong it is. Now, the author of this is one Claire Ebrey. Do better, Claire, right? It's crap, dear. I don't know who Claire is. She's probably some, a fencertron that works at the chamber. But let's have a look and see what Claire has to say in her happy, clappy, kumbaya kind of way. Claire, I'm ribbing you. All right, okay? You've written what you think is a good article, I imagine. I'm about to pull your article to pieces. The Greater Manchester Chamber, which is involved, I believe, and up to its neck with the same nonsense as... what's the mayor called? Andy Burnham, or what his name is. Burnham, is it? Is it Burnham? Yeah. What's wrong with me today? And the name of the company that Claire works for is called Pride in Leadership. What businesses really need to be doing for Pride Month? This is how it begins, right, with that kind of... What businesses really need to be doing? Every year, when Pride Month comes around, we see businesses waving the flag, changing their social media icons and sharing cliches like love is love. Bet you don't know the originations of that particular cliche, dear. Right, love is love. But when young LGBTQ+ hands, knees and bumps-a-daisy people are 3 times more likely to suffer with a mental health condition, well, the TQ+ are. They are the 3 times more likely. Right, so LGBT, that's 2. The LGBT... That's one half. TQ+ is the other half, right? People are 3 more times. Most of them are suffering from one. Twit, right? When a quarter of LGBTQ+ young adults go back into the closet after starting work. It's got nothing to do with the LGB, right? Go back into the closet after starting work. And when transgender sick, right? That's actually what it's written. And when transgender adults, I think it's meant to say young, are the least likely demographic to be employed, with 56% claiming to be unemployed, it's clear that more needs to be done. If you dress up and look like a twat, like a bag of... My mate who's a cross-dresser, right, okay? Brilliant. He's a gender fluid guy. He's like, Bowie or Annie Lennox, right? Sort of gender fluid, changes things around, mixes it up, like we used to in the old days, right? Said to me, the problem with all these new transgenders is, even if they do dress up in the opposite sex, they look like a bag of spanners. That's a great way to put it in there. Bag of spanners. Oi, you bag of spanners. I would anticipate that if that many, 56% claiming to be unemployed, that'll be in numerous reasons. Probably because they're mentally unwell is the first one. Second, it'll be spotted in the interview they're mentally unwell. And thirdly, they've probably gone to the interview in a Laurie Ashley number that doesn't fit. Stinking, because most of them seem to be filthy, don't they? I would suggest that the reasons are myriad why the TQ+ are finding themselves unemployable. But the main one surely must be any employer worth their salt is going to spot a critical social justice warrior or a gender ideologue a mile away and not give them a job because they are culturally unfit for purpose. It's got nothing to do with the fact they're trans. They are culturally unfit for purpose. Anybody who believes in critical social justice, Black Lives Matters, all the crap that comes with it, anybody who believes in that is culturally unfit to work in this country. So wallow in your unemployment. I don't care. You want to be employed? Make yourself worthwhile employing. And then, it says at the end of this particular bit, it's clear that more needs to be done. What more? What do you want to do, dear? Hey? What do you want to do? What does pride mean to me? She doesn't say what she wants to do, by the way. That's the way it works, isn't it? More must be... I demand more of what? I'm unsure. What do we want? I'm not sure. When do we want it? Now! They're all the same. What does Pride Month mean to me? Pride Month provides an opportunity for businesses and senior leaders to take a step back and consider whether they're doing everything they can to ensure that the company is not just average, but brilliant. For LGBTQ+, hands, knees, and bumps-a-daisy colleagues, suppliers, and their wider community. And there it is. Right, that's the Stonewall crap, innit? That's the All Equals Charter crap in Manchester, the one that Andy Burnham's got his bum firmly cemented in. All Equals Charter, Go look it up. All Equals Charter is so that not only do they have to do it in their company, they've got to encourage their suppliers and their customers to do it as well. This is pure critical social justice. It is pure based on the goals from the UN and UNESCO, and it needs to stop. So that's what it means to you, is it? To make sure that your company is brilliant for these people. Have I seen the concept of Pride develop over recent years? The concept of Pride Month has been embraced by businesses across all sectors. Yeah, not for long. Sweet cake. I have no doubt that this is generally a positive step forward, particularly in terms of raising awareness among colleagues and encouraging discussion about LGBTQ+ hands, knees and bumps-a-daisy issues. Right, there's only TQ+ issues. The issue is they're in the way. That's it. There's no LGBT. We've got no issues, gay people. What's the problem? Most of them are living the high life. It's got nothing to do with it. So take the LGB off and start again, dear. TQ+. However, I feel that I can also hamper progress in other ways, right? So often, very little is actually done to support LGBTQ+ hands, knees and bumps-a-daisy colleagues during Pride. I won't do that again, I promise. Right? During Pride Month, yeah. Rather, it is seen as an opportunity to wear rainbow lanyards, eat rainbow fairy cakes, and discuss how jolly nice it is that gays are allowed to get married these days, and haven't we come a long way? How dare you? Claire Erbry of Pride in Leadership. How fucking dare you? Jesus Christ. It is true we have come a long way, but there are still huge challenges for LGBTQ+ people. No, there aren't. You ahistoric, disrespectful, disingenuous twat. During the celebrations, there's no getting away from the hardships that the LGBTQ+ community continues to face. What? Like what? Like what? Name them. Give me the top 10 hardships gay people face. And the overwhelming feeling that our hard-won rights are being eroded. They are! By the TQ+, you stupid individual. Recorded hate crimes against LGBT people rose by more than 40%. Absolute cobblers, right? Hate crimes are a nonsense. The reporting of them is a nonsense. They're recording hate crimes because some twat in a dress gets upset. So don't even bother with that. Don't go there. Don't waste my time with hate crime nonsense. The number of incidents based on sexual orientation, however, rose to 26,000, up from 18,000. You bet it did. You know why? Because the TQ+ are making people hate us again. And you are feeding it with your nonsense. This is all a lot to take in, she says, so I can see why we might prefer to focus on fairy cakes and flags. Jesus Christ. Wait for it. Is there a place for a more commercial... Let's talk about sucking on the corporate cock. Is there a place for a more commercial side of Pride? I genuinely do think that there is a place for a commercial side to Pride. I love to spend my money with companies that are aligned with my values. And ones that I feel are making a positive difference in the world. This has to stop. Do that, by all means, dear. But the problem is, All Equals Charter, Stonewall, and the crap being pushed by Burnham and his ilk are trying to ensure that companies can do nothing but live by your values. You totalitarian nitwit. I see the pounds we spend as little votes for the world we want. So yes, if a business can show that it is brilliant for LGBTQ+, no, I'm not going to do it, people, that would be a reason to consider buying from them. It's a reason not to consider buying from them. Look at the boycotts, Wix, etc. However, this can backfire if, when you scratch the rainbow-covered surface, you find that the business is just paying lip service to Pride Month. That's all of them, by the way. Hanging up a few big flags while doing nothing to generate a positive working environment for colleagues, customers, suppliers, or its community. They produce a working environment that is in line with health and safety. That's what they produce. They produce a working environment that is in line with the contracts they have with their workers. They produce a work environment and then they do the damn job. They're not a community brah-rah, kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, oh lord, kumbaya. All sat round, eating beans and farting. It's not a community setting, right? Okay? They're there to do a job. And that doesn't matter if you're the public sector, the private sector, or the third sector. It makes no difference. You are not in a job to laud the political machinations of the likes of the person that wrote this ridiculous document. You're not, okay? Annoying, I know, but you're not. That is not why you're there. Our business is doing enough simply by promoting LGBTQ+ rights. I think the real question is, are businesses genuinely promoting LGBTQ plus rights? At no point does she say what they are. At no point does she say what the problems are. I think it's a she, might be a he, could be a they, could be a them. Who knows these days? They're all bloody nuts. It may be true that many have equal policies in place now, and many would happily say that they welcome LGBTQ plus colleagues and customers. Why would they do that? Just employ people that can do the damn job. But what are they really doing to promote our rights against the backdrop of culture war and the challenges highlighted in the statistics we continue to see? This is somebody who has no understanding of what's going on. No understanding of what's going on whatsoever, and Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, which deals mostly with small businesses, printed it. Because they don't know either, you bunch of wibble goats. Why don't you ask somebody that does? Oh. Support doesn't have to come through political lobbying or campaigning, although I do love brands that take a stand. She's calling for the politicisation of every workplace. Fine, do that. Let them get on with it, right? And companies can advertise that they don't do it, and people can go and work for them and actually achieve something by using their competency and meritocracy, which has got us where we are, rather than the power and oppression narratives from wibble goats like you. Okay? Particularly, they're pushing at the SMEs at the moment. It's the small to medium enterprises. That's what they want next, because they've got the corporates. So they have to get the SMEs. That's what the All Equal Charter does, in conjunction with that other bloody nonsense that Burnham's pushing. This kind of activity can be out of reach for SMEs who have less resources to do the political side. It could be as simple as considering what the additional barriers and blocks might be. There's no additional barriers and blocks. There might be for the TQ plus because they're mad. And they expect the world to adapt around them, especially if they're critical social justice warriors, which they all are, the vast majority of them. So they expect the world to revolve around them, in which case it doesn't matter what the company does, because whatever the company does, it will never be enough. You are pushing to allow totalitarian, mentally ill fuckwits into businesses in Manchester. Stop doing it, you silly person. Oh, here we go. It might be about establishing a supportive LGBTQ plus network for staff or a mentoring scheme. Mentoring in what? In what? Companies do this all the time. Right, this is George. Right, he's the new guy. How old are you, George? He's 18. Look at him. Bless him. His little face. Right, this is Margaret. Now, Margaret's 36. Margaret's been here 15 years. Margaret knows this place inside out. You listen to Margaret. See you later. Yeah, but what about my LGBTQI identity? What? Margaret? These people are just insane, right? Support may mean looking across your leadership and board and recognising gaps in representation. There we go with representation. Not enough blacks on the board, not enough women, not enough men, not enough whites, not enough gays. There's not enough people on the board that have a third ear. Just insane. You might want to take a step forward to fill in those roles with these people. It might be through providing queer colleagues with LGBTQ plus specific training that focus on their needs. What, you mean training in how to be a critical social justice warrior and bring the business to its knees? You people should be nowhere near business. Nowhere near it. These are things that pride and leadership can support with. Oh, here we go. We have in-company training, especially for our LGBTQ plus colleagues. Our workshops provide access to a whole network of LGBTQ plus professionals ready to share their knowledge and experience with one another. And then it asks, what is the best way for businesses to show genuine support to their LGBTQ, I'm sick of saying it, to the Alphabet Soup employees and the wider community during and beyond Pride? The challenge is not doing something, the challenge is finding something to do. That makes a real measurable positive impact on the lives of the Alphabet people. You don't need to bin the fairy cakes, just don't build all of your activity around them. Don't build any activity, do your f***ing job! Make your widget, okay? Cut the hair. Sell the vegetables. Forget this nonsense. If you truly want to support the community during Pride and beyond, think about the real people across all of your stakeholders and do something measurably effective for them, from bespoke training like ours. And they got the figures from Just Like Us, which is the group running this crap nonsense in Manchester. A bunch of wibblers, right? Give us the money. Oh, it's just insane. It's just insane. But that's just Manchester. You think that's doing happening in Manchester? Go and have a look at your own Chamber of Commerce and see what's going on. Go and see what's going on. That's it. If you're a small business in Manchester, if you're a charity, if you're a small business, if you're a medium-sized business, if you are involved in this, you're in trouble. and you need to know about it. I'm going to tag Chamber of Commerce in this, and you might want to do the same thing. Share it, tag Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce in it, and ask them why they're playing silly buggers. All right, have a great day. I'll see you later. Bye.